Hey there, this is Death Star Killer and this is another movie review. This time, Fear Street, Part 1. Fear Street Part 1 is set in 1994, followed by a second set in 1978 and a third set in 1666. I will be reviewing the next two. Based on a series of horror novels from the late 80s and 90s, Fear Street is the first of a trilogy of horror movies made by Netflix. They're being released weekly in July 2021. As of the recording of this, the first and second have already been released, but I'm going to just concentrate on the first one for now. It has a strong opening, which itself is a love letter to Scream. In fact, the whole movie was obviously made by a huge fan of the slasher series. It's set in the small town of Shadyside, which has become known as the murder capital of America, and also has a rivalry with neighbouring town Sunnyvale. By the way, I know my shirt says Sunnyvale, but this is Terminator, and I only noticed it said Sunnyvale just before I started recording. Nothing to do with it. A quink-a-dink. During the opening credits, we get to see reports of murders that have been going way back. The town is supposedly possessed by a witch, and this witch has the power to send out anybody who was killed for her in the past, giving her access to loads of serial killers. We follow a small group of older teenagers as they try to survive the night and maybe find a way of stopping the curse, the killers and the witch. The film is very well made with solid work from the young cast, with a special shout out to Maya Hawke. I expect we'll be seeing more of her over the years. The movie manages to have some humour and be light, but don't let that fool you. It doesn't shy away from being a slasher, and it's quite brutal at times. In fact, one kill is unexpected and quite impressive. They sure didn't scrimp on the budget for the soundtrack. I might have to consult my moleskin. With big hits from Garbage, Radiohead, Portishead, Snoop Dogg, The Prodigy, White Zombie, and more. I do think they could have been a little bit more subtle in their use of the songs. They're a little bit on the nose. I would have liked them, to just hear it on the radio or in the car stereo or something like that, instead of just bashing us with these hits after hits. But it does make it definitely feel like a 90s movie. And it was welcome hearing these songs from my youth. Yeah, 90s were my 20s. I think the film dipped a little bit in the middle, but it had a really strong opening and a great final third act, so it makes up for it. I did like something this had going for it that a lot of other horror movies don't. For the most part, the characters were smart and made smart decisions. Normally they're kind of stupid in these things. In fact, one of them even had a Jaws-inspired plan. Kind of. It ends on a cliffhanger, complete with clips from the next movie, set in 1978, and at a camp, a summer camp, by a lake. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It's going pretty well. Now for the rating. Initially, I was going to give this 3, but after watching the second one, which I have at this stage, the second one actually makes this even better because there's a whole big story happening. So my rating is 3.5 Ben Willises out of a ghost face. Until the next time, this is Death Star Killer, signing off.